up to my favorite bunch of beauties? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the final video update for my 2-month no buy that I am doing with Dion Loves Makeup and Lock Maiden. And in this video, we are going to talk about the items that we've been using the most, the items that we purchased from the Sephora, not the Sephora, the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and items that we have on our wish list. So I am going to jump right in. Of course, I want to say that I definitely want you all to watch Dion and Lock's videos so you can see their thoughts on this 2-month no buy. It has definitely been a journey, but a journey that I have enjoyed doing with those two ladies. And we are definitely going to keep in touch and try to keep each other from overbuying things coming forward or going forward, especially because that Sephora sale is coming up. I think in November. It's usually somewhere around my birthday, and I usually lose my mind. So I am definitely going to need that support. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I feel like I'm a bit off. I'm kind of turned away from the camera, but I am going to jump right in. It is almost like this is a Monday morning makeup. I am actually getting home from work and settling down, and I just decided it was a little chilly outside today. Let me see. It is, might be back in the 50s now, because I think it only got up to like the low to mid 60s today. It is actually 63 degrees outside, but cloudy. And so I just thought that I would make me a cup of tea. Just a regular, my favorite breakfast tea from Harry and David, made by the Republic of Tea. Just the regular breakfast tea. So, I want to say that for the first part of this video, the things we use the most, I will admit there's not one thing that I use the most in this video, but what I appreciated about not doing this no buy, about doing this no buy and not buying any makeup, is that I had a chance to go back through my collection and like rediscover things. I had a chance to pull out some things that I purchased and never had a chance to use. Some of them you have seen on my Monday morning makeups, but there have been some weeks that I didn't have a Monday morning makeup, like this week, and I still pulled palettes out and makeup out. So I want to share those with you all. And the first thing I want to start off with is actually lip products. And I found that during this no buy that I have rediscovered products from like Dalton, from Buxom, and from Tower 28 that I have really been using. And in particular, Merit Beauty. I absolutely love their lipsticks, and I think this one is my favorite. This is the lipstick in Slip. And I got this one during the Sephora sale last fall 2022. And then I bought another one for the spring sale of this year. But I really, really like it. I like the color of it. I like the formula of it. It does not dry your lips out. I have also been back into glosses. And the first one I am going to show you actually was a limited edition gloss from Buxom. It was from last fall, and it is the pumpkin chai latte, one of their full-on lip creams. So that's one that I have pulled out. I've pulled out a couple of items from Dalton, which I have been talking about them like quite often during my no buy. So this is one of their sort of duo products. So you have a lipstick on this end, and then you have a gloss on the other end. You can use them separately or you can use them together. And I really like them. The lipstick is not drying out to the lips. The gloss is also not sticky. And then she has a gloss in this tube form, and this is her lip smoothie gloss. So for one of those days when I really don't want to pull out a dedicated lip color, I can just put that lip smoothie on. And then I have found that I really like Tower 28 lip glosses. And Tower 28 is a clean brand. Also Doll 10 is a clean brand. Not sure about Merit. It may be, but I'm not sure. And I have this one in maybe 3 or 4 different shades, as well as a clear one. One of them I bought twice by mistake, and I think it was this one, and this one is in the shade Sesame. But for me, it is one of my favorite pop on and go lip glosses. And if I had been buying other lip glosses in the meantime, I wouldn't have had time to like rediscover the fact that like this is my favorite. I love stuff that I can just put on. It'll go with any look, and it's not sticky, and it's a clean brand, so I like that. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I'm knocking my lip glosses over, so let's put those over here, is blushes that I was able to pull out and use. And of course, my favorite blushes of all time are from MAC. They're powder blushes, just the regular powder blushes. And then their mineralized blushes are some of my favorites. So I was able to pull out these, and this is everybody's favorite, Raisin. And this is just a random, this is Happy Go Rosy. Only thing I don't like about these is they're kind of difficult for me to open. But yeah, I was able to like dig into some of my favorite blush formulas. I was able to get into this Gucci blush, which I had bought, I think it's probably last Christmas. And it was just kind of sitting in the drawer, and the color is really pretty. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it was so freaking expensive, even though I got 20% off of it, but I didn't want to use it. I am glad I got a chance to use it and see how pigmented it is and see what the formula is like. And then the last thing, the last blush actually that I was able to use is the RMS Beauty, and they call this their Redimension Hydra Powder Blush, and the packaging looks like this. And then this is in the shade Sangria, and I really like the formula of these. Also, they do have a darker shade that I do want to pick up. So that's like a preview of one thing that's on my wish list, is another blush from RMS Beauty. I was able to rediscover some eyeshadow palettes that once you get other eyeshadows, for whatever reason, the older eyeshadow palettes go to the side, and when you pull them out again, you forgot how much you like them. So I was able to do that because of the no buy. And one of the palettes that I pulled out is from Doll 10, and it is their Doll Squad palette. And I think that this one was named after some influencers, like the shade, well, I think it was created with some influencers, if I'm not mistaken. But it is just a neutral palette, but it is perfect for every day, perfect for work. Formula is really nice, not patchy. So absolutely enjoy using that. One of the palettes that I had a chance to actually pull out, I believe I purchased it in 2022 in a bundle with its sort of little sister, and this is the Gemini palette. I bought this and the Gemini 2 in a bundle when they first came out from Melt. This is like a re-release but new packaging, and then the Gemini 2 was new. But I got a chance to use this some more, although I really hate to mess up the embossing on the inside of this palette. The colors are really pretty. You can go from everyday work makeup. You can make it a little bit bold. You can do a smoky eye with this palette. You can do a green look. You can do a neutral look. So I really enjoyed having the chance to use this Gemini palette. I feel like people had problems. I don't know if it was with this palette, but with some of the, or if it was the Gemini 2, people say that they thought that their palettes looked like they were moldy. Neither of my palettes look like that, and I know it's probably been almost at least a year since I had them. So enjoyed using the Gemini palette. And one of my oldies that I really, really, really liked when it came out, and I feel like I have hair on my lip, is from Colored Rain. And this one you did see in a makeup basket, but this is the Queen of Hearts palette. And my packaging is really scratched up, but I won't throw that away. But this is what this palette looks like. I think that this is a palette that introduced me to Colored Rain, but the colors are gorgeous. And I was happy to like just go in my drawer and just pull it out and was like, hey, let me just use that one again because I haven't used it for a long time. So I was happy with it. I remember why I really, really like this palette. The fourth one that I pulled out, it is that time of year for this palette, and I believe this palette is still available. So far, all of the ones that I showed you are still available except this Doll Squad. There's now a Doll Squad 2.0 that is available on the Doll 10 website. But the Hudson Valley palette, everything about this palette screams fall, almost from the beginning of the leaves changing all the way to when they turn brown. Gorgeous palette. So I was happy to be able to give this some more playtime and use that. And this one is going to be probably going into my makeup basket for next week. But love their formulas. As soon as this no buy is over, I am going to be purchasing that Ghost Town palette. Another thing that's on my wish list. And the last thing that I want to show you is a palette that I bought when it was re-released, but I never used it. And that is from Unearthly Cosmetics, and it is the Warms My Blood palette. What disappointed me though about this palette is that the first one had this artwork with Aaliyah on the front of it, and these are just this packaging. I don't know if that was licensing or whatever, but they made it just with this plain packaging, so I just printed out the artwork online. And I did this one for, oh gosh, I forgot the other palette that I bought like this too, but it had the girl from The Craft on it. But yeah, so because I couldn't get the whole packaging like this, I just decided to stick the artwork on the back of it. But this is the Warms My Blood palette, and I did use this one this week actually. And it looks like this on the inside. So actually it's like this. So I'm showing it to you sideways, but that is the color story of it. It is a unique color story to me. So you have 10 mattes, and then you have 10 sort of glittery, shimmery shades. So you have 20 shades in this palette. But I was able to use this palette and create a look that was, although glittery, because I used this shade up here on the lid, it was still work appropriate. So really love it. And that one is also a duochrome. It kind of goes from pink to green. But enjoyed using that one also. So those are just like some examples of the eyeshadow palettes that I was able to pull out and use. I can say that things like the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil that I had in my makeup basket is something that I am happy that I was able to pull out. And things that stay sort of like in this basket here are probably what I'll say I got the most use out of. So like my, and I'll show you all of them if I can find all of them. Yeah, so there's 6 of them. These are the hourglass, not hourglass, these are the Kaleidos. I can never remember the names of these, but these are their multi-chrome eyeliners, and I use these a lot. I use these for a lot of different eye looks. These two look like they're the same, but one is more blue and one is more green, but the packaging looks the same. But yeah, I really, really enjoy using those. Of course, when I grab onto a brow product, I use it until it's gone. So what I've been using the most as far as brow products that I really like is the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit, and I have it in the shade 4. So really been loving that. Eyeliner that gets most of my use is from Melt, and it is the Slick Waterline Eye Pencil, and I have it in the shade, is this Cacao? Yeah, I have it in the shade Cacao, and I think you all have seen me use that quite a bit on my waterline. I almost feel like most eyeshadow looks call for this brown liner. It is not, let me just show it to you. It is not like a milk chocolate brown. It is a really deep brown, so it kind of replaces a black without actually looking too stark. The other brown liner that I like a lot is more of a chocolatey brown, and this is from Maybelline, and it's the Tattoo Studio gel liner or eye pencil, and that one is this one right here. You can see the difference in the 2 shades, and this one is in the shade Smooth Walnut. Both of these are really creamy, really delicate on the eye area, so I really, really enjoy using those. My collection is very large. I will say that. Do I regret any of it? Absolutely not. But my collection is large, so there's like not one item that I'm going to use a lot. There's probably not one item that I'm going to hit pan on, and I have come to terms with that. But I enjoy my collection. I do know that I need to slow down on the purchases. So as far as the Sephora sale, I am going to tell you what I have on my wish list, and it is not a lot. And let's see, I will put probably like a thumbnail up or something of what is on my wish list. So it looks like at the moment there are like 6 items in my wish list. And, oh, actually, no, I don't even want that one, so we can remove that one. So there are 5 items on my wish list. That could change. Actually, I don't want that one anymore either. I have stuff that's on my loves list that may go to my wish list, but for right now, I have, and I think this one just came out. It is the Fenty Skin Fruit Quenchers Hydrating and Conditioning Lip Oil Duo. I just finished her lip oil. I love her lip oil. Like, I know some people don't like it, but I really, really like it. I find myself, I keep it by my bed, and I find myself grabbing it over and over every night to put on my lips, and it's there the next day. I had the one in, the original one is called Sweet Cherry Seed Oil. No. Hang on, let me tell you the names of them. Oh, the OG is called Barbados Cherry Flavor. And then there's a new one called Kalahari Melon. So the Barbados Cherry is the one that I had before, and I'm like scraping the side. So I am so happy to see this duo. and it is only $38, so that is definitely on my wish list. So far, it only has like 1 star. Oh, somebody said the applicator got stuck. The applicator is a little bit of a weird shape and it's kind of big, so it does get stuck, but you just have to pull it out. I think her stopper came out when she used the, when she pulled the applicator out, and that's why she got the 1 star. But the next thing that I have on my wish list is the Hourglass Veil Travel Powder Blush. Not blush, brush. And it does have the snake print on it. But I am crossing my fingers and hoping that this brush is small enough to go into that 6-pan palette. And speaking of that, it's not on my Sephora wish list. It is on, I think I'm going to get it from Hourglass. I might not because I can get it for 20% off. But it's the new sort of, do I have the old one in here? I don't think so. I think I put it back. But it's the new holiday 6-pan palettes. Palettes that they have. And I wanted the snake palette, but I wanted it in the owl packaging. For 20% off, we might just get it in the snake packaging. I don't know. I may change my mind by the time it's time to actually order this thing, and if it's available in that owl packaging, I think I'm going to get that. But that is one thing that's not on my Sephora wish list, but it's on my wish list in general. I did mention that I wanted to get the other shade of the RMS blush. And there was one other thing that I mentioned that I wanted to pick up. I also have on here, I have also always wanted to get one of these triangular shaped velour makeup puffs. And the Sephora collection has one on sale for $5. Not only that, you know, during the Sephora VIB sale or Sephora whatever sale they call it, it is going to be 30% off. So it is going to be like $1.50 off of that. So what, $3.50? Yeah, I think like $3.50. So I may get a couple of them. And then the last thing that I really, really want, oh, not the last thing, but the last thing on my Sephora list that I really, really want is from Danessa Myricks. And it is her Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. I have seen several videos on this palette and people are using it for their entire faces. It has powder and it has like a cream to powder, I think, formula in this palette. So yeah, I want to get it to, I think it would travel well for one thing. I think it would be a nice sort of all-in-one palette that you can take with you. You can do your eyeliner, you can do your contouring, your bronzing, your eyeshadow. I think somebody even kind of used one of the cream shades for a lipstick. So it's just everything. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know, it's the most boring neutral palette I have ever seen, until I actually realized what the face was, the palette was for your entire face. Now I think it's a genius idea. So I want to get that. And I think the last thing that I mentioned that I want to get, which I will probably be buying on Sunday because that is October the 1st, is the Ghost Town palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I have seen quite a few looks with that palette. All of them have been gorgeous. I did hear that some of the shadows, a couple of the shadows crease. I'll try them out and see how I like them and see if I can work with them. But yeah, I still want that palette. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the Haunted Europe, but we shall see. And that is it, you all. That is sort of my roundup of the 2-month no-buy. I actually enjoyed doing this 2-month no-buy with Dion and Locke. I enjoyed texting back and forth with them and Hopefully we will continue to do that because we talk about more than just makeup. But also, I feel like I have learned that I don't have to get everything as soon as it comes out. Like, I do want something from the new Pat McGrath holiday collection, but I think that I can wait. First of all, I don't think it's going to sell out. Second of all, she is going to, like, Black Friday probably have 30% off. Closer to Christmas, have 30 to 40% off. So I can definitely wait until then to purchase those. So I have learned that sometimes you can just push back and wait and actually see if you really want the items. Because I could even go as far as to say, when it goes to 20 or 30 or 40 or whatever percent off, I may decide at that point that I don't want it, that I'm like satisfied with the Pat McGrath items that I already have and not even purchase anything. So I have learned that. And I have also learned that I have two ladies who will talk me off the ledge when I want to buy something just because it has pretty packaging. So this has been an experience that I am glad that I had a chance to have, and I am glad that I had a chance to have it with those ladies. And definitely, like I said before, check out their videos and see what their take on this 2-month no-buy was. And that is it once again. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and don't let your day be a waste of makeup. Bye.